Sorry about that. That was my fault. I had turned off my mixer and everything. Sorry. Recap here or start over basically. Thank you for pointing that out, Polar Bear. Um, Funny how I was on the FBI, or I get the alerts from the FBI federal Facebook page, and they're still trying to look for people for the January 6th insurrection. But I've yet to see one post looking for any of the riots from when Donald Trump was elected and they were burning limos and cities all around the country. I don't remember the FBI looking for those people. I don't remember the FBI looking for anybody from taking over entire neighborhoods in fucking Washington, Seattle, Chad and Chop and all that. I don't remember them looking for any of the rioting. I mean, these people have committed heinous acts. I don't remember the FBI for years now, even when Obama was president. Somehow or another, these liberals seem to forget that these riots started when Obama was president. But they always want to, like, it's Trump's fault. BLM was organized and started when Obama was president. I remember that. How do y'all not remember that? Oh, because you fuckers are always high. Oh, that's right. That's right. Or with black people, selective memory. You know? Well, anyway, so this one white guy decided to post on there because I guess he's in an argument with a whole bunch of people or something on one of the posts. And so this guy, Scott Daly, makes a comment about, well, if anybody, because he's, I guess, a liberal, right? And you know these fucking liberals, these SJW liberals all seem to somehow think that they're black. Okay. Made a comment trying to link himself to George Floyd. And was like, well, if, anybody were to put knees on me or my family or whatever, all hell's going to break loose. So I responded, put knees. I was like, dude, you're not black. And he responds, do you think that would ever make a difference? Yeah, that would make a difference. Because last time I checked, when I grew up in Virginia, with the racist cops putting guns to my head, the only reason why I was left alone or let go was because of who my mom was and who she worked for. If it wasn't for that, there's no telling what these racist cops would have done to me. So for a white man to turn around and make a comment, because it wasn't just making a bland comment. No, he was making the comment in, like, I identify with George Floyd. So you identify with a drug addict, rapist, sexual assaulter, criminal. That's what you identify as? You identify with that. And black. On top of that, you identify with that. I don't think you should be saying that. Would the spiritual black Americans of 1873 be outraged that now half of America's black babies in 2021 are decapitated in the womb? Would they be disgusted by black leaders who look the other way? Yeah, they would be disgusted. They would be very disgusted. I mean, I thought we were protesting since what, the 70s? I was born 1970. I could have sworn we were protesting about how they tried to sterilize black people and, Planned Parenthood pushing, black abortions and everything. So the fact that these fucking liberals you know, a lot of them black, Democrats, are glorifying abortion. There's a video I'm going to do this one on. It's from Mark Dice. Love Mark Dice, love that dude, because he's real. I mean, I grew up Southern black. So, and the way I grew up, I mean, everyone talks about my mom. Everyone. It's like, man, your mom didn't take shit from nobody. That woman was straight up. So that's how I was raised. So when people want to talk about me or try to talk shit to me, it's like, motherfuckers, this is how I was raised. You're not going to come at me with some liberal fucking point of view that beats around the bush and will blame one group but won't blame the other one. No, I'm going to go after everybody equally. When I say equal, I mean exactly that. Equal. So yeah, the blacks of adding a sterilant to drinking water. Oh yes. Yes, we know that. This seems to horrify people more than the most proposals for involuntary fertilization. Yeah, we know. We know. Look, I have never hidden the fact that I'm pagan. You know, I've been pagan ever since my family. You know, it's like, even as Southern Baptist, they were, it's like a lot of Catholics here in El Paso. A lot of them still go to their local bruja, which is a witch, you know? So you could do both. You could believe in both, you know, just the way old cultures are. Same way as Creole in New Orleans. A lot of them are still like Southern Baptist, but are straight up voodoo Creole, you know? So, you know, as a person that believes in nature more than anything, first and foremost, tell you the truth, I've openly said I think we should legalize assisted suicide. I really do. I mean, there are so many older people. I mean, I'm 51. There are so many older people who I know damn well wished for death to come. But of course, you know, assisted suicide's not legal. So here they are every day of their waking lives in chronic pain and suffering, wishing for death. And we treat our dogs. I had to put my dog down earlier this year. Her ashes are right up there because she had cancer. She had a tumor. She looked perfectly healthy, but she had a tumor, you know, and I had to put her down. Funny how we'll do that for our pets, but we won't let a relative who's suffering, who's literally begging for death, we won't let them die. What kind of fucking shit is that? I'm sorry, if I get to that point to where, I mean, I do live with pain every day. I mean, I have to take 800 milligrams of gabapentin, 800 milligrams of gabapentin a day. I've got friends that take 600 a day, and they're like, damn, Mark, dude, you are in a lot of fucking pain. I'm like, y'all know how many surgeries I've had, right? You know, so it's like, yeah, I'm in a lot of fucking pain. And also the muscle relaxer I got to take twice a day. So that's 5 fucking pain pills a day that I have to take. But I'm still here, still fighting to fucking live life. But I believe in legalizing assisted suicide. I mean, here's the thing. How are these motherfuckers glorifying abortion of an unborn child? Well, yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, Gloria. I mean, we might as well talk about New York for that. You know, with, as the Hodge twins call him, Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo. I love that name. Andrew Cuomo. Fucking love that shit. It's like, motherfucker, you know his name is Cuomo. I'm going to call him Cuomo. But, yeah, hospice is bad. But I'm sorry, if I get to the point, and I've told my family this, told my family and my friends, with I have stage 3 kidney disease. If I get to stage 4 where it's supposed to be dialysis, and I had one of my friend's mothers who's on dialysis, she literally grabbed my hands and said, "Don't do it." And he was like, "Mom," she goes, "Shut up." She was like, "No, look it in my eyes, don't do it." So I'm sorry. If I feel it's I mean, look at Native Americans. And they would do their sojourns when they would literally go on their, it's like, it's my time to go. When they realized, they knew that it was their time to go, that they were becoming a burden on the tribe, they would go. A lot of old cultures used to do that. A lot of ancient cultures used to take a concoction of a poison that put them to sleep peacefully, and they would die. I don't understand. We would solve so much of our world's problems if we legalized assisted suicide. And I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off by saying this, but I'm right. I'm right. It's funny, again, how people can want to legalize abortion. That is an unborn child. Now, there are cases where I do believe in it, like if a girl is sexually assaulted, that kind of thing. I will wholeheartedly believe in, no, she shouldn't have to go through carrying a child from a sexual assault. That I wholeheartedly believe in. But accidents and things like that, but my body, my choice, whatever. Let women deal with their own issues. Let women deal with their own issues with that. But as I said, when it deals with a voluntary choice, and I've had this discussion before because one of my friends pointed out that the human brain isn't, this is according to science, the human brain is not an adult until the age of 25. It's not fully developed until the age of 25. So legalize it after the age of 26. I mean, which, to me still makes no sense. Because if you could join the military to fight and die for your country at the age of 18, then that means we shouldn't allow anybody under the age of 25 to join the military either. See, a lot of shit doesn't make any sense. Why is the drinking age 21 if your brain isn't fully developed until 25? Why don't we just, according to science, we all want to say believe in the science, well then we should make all of that shit 25. You're still an idiot until you're 25. Well, fuck, I guess we shouldn't allow for driver's licenses, smoking, drinking, joining the military until, after the age of 25. Again, equal, right? Let's make it equal across the board. I don't see why that's a problem. And for somebody to turn around, and I know somebody's going to say, well, that's not reality. Well, your world that you live in isn't reality either. We will never get rid of racism. Racism is rampant worldwide. And racism is my right as an individual. As long as I said this in my previous video, 2 videos ago? Because as I said, my freaking today topic folder is like over 280 videos, which I've been deleting a lot because they're out of date, basically, or past the due date. I am a straight up asshole, but that's the way I was raised. Black Southern mom, black country mother, learned how to kill shit at the age of 5 because grandma was like, you need to fucking learn how to kill shit. You need to learn how to survive. And that was before we had the internet and all that shit. And grandma didn't really believe in a lot of technology. She really didn't. Still had the outhouse, propane as well as wood stoves and all that stuff. Well water. Grandma she really was not a technology person. She really wasn't. And to tell you the truth, I hated it when I was a kid, but I look back at it now and go, Grandma was right. Grandma was fucking right. I really do wish we could bring back the way things were. Just get rid of, what is it, Escape from LA? Is that the second movie? where Snake Plissken set off the EMPs all around the world and like basically knocked everybody back into the Dark Ages. We should do that. We really should do that. But anyway, get back to the actual subject. White guy trying to tell me, is there a difference? Funny how he's a liberal, knowing that they're the ones pushing that there's a difference between black and white. They're the ones pushing it. But then want to turn around and pretend that he's not white and compare himself to George Floyd. George Floyd was again, for one, George Floyd was black. He was a criminal. He was a drug user. He abused women. I mean, I could keep going, naming all the shit. And I'm tired of the excuses that anybody wants to try and, oh, well, his life. I had a hard life. I had an abusive dad, very abusive, alcoholic dad. My mom was a great mom, but she was also an alcoholic. Not abusive, but she was an alcoholic. But I still turned out fine. Still have a nice house in a nice neighborhood. I still, as I said before in the previous videos, I have relatives, older relatives, uncles, great uncles, and aunts and everything that are multi-millionaires. And they didn't do it playing basketball or baseball or any one of these other, where we have, like, as far as, there are more black millionaires because of sports than anything else. But my multi-millionaire relatives, they did it because they did it. They didn't do it based on a fucking sport. They're self-made. And they never once said that, no, they may have said that there were like maybe white people that stood in their way and they either went over them, around them, under them, or through them. And they made it. Why can't anybody else? Why are there so many fucking excuses? I mean, I don't see this many. I live in El Paso, Texas, and I don't see this many excuses from Mexicans. I don't see any of these excuses from any of my Asian friends, and they're a minority. Did we forget they're a minority? I don't see any of my Native American friends of the Tigwa tribe here. I don't see any of them complaining. Why is it only the black people that are complaining about racism standing in their way? Why is that? I have lived too long to be nice. I have lived too long, and I have lived and experienced way too much shit. What are you doing? Yeah, you. Fucking cat. Anyway, I have lived way too long to be nice or sensitive. When people want to try and cancel me, it's like, motherfuckers, I've literally dealt with the Klan, skinheads, real racism. And as I said in one of my previous videos today, you are allowed, as long as you don't discriminate, race, gender, sexuality, weight, as long as you don't discriminate, you are allowed to be whatever you want. You're allowed to dislike whatever you want based on all of those things I named. If I don't like someone, it's my right not to like them, as long as I don't discriminate. There's the issue. Just don't discriminate and you'll be fine. But you're allowed to hate whatever the fuck you want to hate. Racism will never go away. I mean, motherfuckers, we can't even stop slavery in Africa or the Middle East or China. Slavery exists today. We can't even eliminate that. And yet people want to sit here and talk about slavery and the drop. America, the country, is not that old. Africa's been there for thousands of years. You know, as far as the continent and the countries, they've been around. I mean, people criticize America. You're the baby in the world and everything. Y'all need to shut up. And it's like, well, we also became the big dog. We may be the baby as far as timeline, but we're the big dog. Okay, so why aren't the older dogs, why haven't they eliminated slavery? I love when, again, when people want to bring up racism and the history of the United States to me, I will come right back at them going, oh, no. Let's drop history. Let's talk present day. Okay, well, let's talk present day. Are there slaves in the United States in present day? And the funny thing is you see them have to think about it. Fucking, it's like, you got to think about this? No, there are no slaves in America. Not that we know of. So stupid. But there are slaves in Africa. There are slaves in the Middle East. There are slaves in China. We know this for a fact. But, so are we going to talk about present day? And usually they will walk away angry. That's usually the reaction I get. Because again, you're not going to outsmart me. 2, they'll either walk away or they will do this. Well, we're not talking about them. I'm pretty sure y'all have all heard that one. We're not talking about them. Well, wait a minute. Why not? Why aren't we talking about them? Same with climate, climatologists and, and about, the whole, ecosystem and everything. There's a video that, shoot, I was going to pull it up. Let's see if I actually, where are we at? Come on, keep going. Yep, let's see if oops, that's not what I was going to do.
A sweetheart. But you know what we're doing today? Are awful.
You know what's not awful, Henry?
Where is it?
This is the club. Yeah, no, I shouldn't have gone.
Try to find it real quick. Try to find it.
Get that.
When I moved out of my first studio flat and left a box of
You and paid for
Come on, where is it?
committing.
that moment. I realized.
What? It's a
Sad.
and I'm like,
Where is the video?
Brain to body ratio.
themselves from kicking people in the ass.
That's why.
Oh, come on. Want to show this video real quick. It's in Peru. There it is.
Amazon River in the kingdom.
Yeah, let me show this video real fast. Again, when people want to try and talk about, well, we don't want to talk about, what's happening, in around the rest of the world. I know. I did this on purpose.
Yo, Martin.
There we go. Come on. Thank you. So, this is in Peru, in Tingamari, Peru. It's funny again how these people always want to criticize the United States when the United States has, really, really strict laws. I mean, we have, the strictest laws when it deals with the EPA, and such. Now, mind you, I'm switching subjects around, but this is just a straight up rant video. I'm tired of people criticizing the United States, especially people who are immigrants coming here. It's like my family were slaves, so they were brought here. Well, you're an immigrant too. No, motherfucker. Actually, I'm not an immigrant because my family were slaves, meaning we were forced here. Well, Mark, how would you know that? Because I actually traced my ancestry. I've been tracing it. So, yeah, motherfuckers, we were slaves. I actually can claim reparations because I actually have traced my ancestry. Not every black person in this damn country was a fucking slave. People need to stop that. Just because you're black doesn't mean your family were slaves. But, again, we have, you know, it's funny. Every time they want to criticize things, they always want to criticize the United States. And yet we are the example of what shit should be. That's why everybody keeps coming here. And yet you look at this.
Maria, Peru, person that took the video, turned by the government and forced to flee the country. I feel like seeing this is pretty normal in the world, but knowing that it's illegal to film this.
No, not normal in the world. Normal in these other countries that they want to talk shit about with the United States. They want to talk shit about the United States, about our oil pipelines and everything else. But when you see this, why isn't Greta Thunberg in Peru? Why isn't she in China? Funny how she's in first world countries complaining about this kind of shit. Why don't you go to the third world countries and fucking complain? Again, it's one of those, I can't take these fucking people seriously if they don't actually want to take their own shit seriously. Don't talk about racism when racism is way more rampant in China and Asian countries and the Middle East when it deals with black people. Way more rampant. Straight up in your face racism and discrimination in those countries. Do we not want to talk about those countries? Because that's real racism, the type of racism I grew up with in the 70s and 80s that I haven't seen since the freaking late 90s. And even ABBA and Preach. ABBA's from what? ABBA's from, I think, the Caribbean, I believe. But Preach is from Ethiopia. And even they're going, we haven't seen that level of racism since I was like 18. Why the fuck y'all keep talking about racism? It doesn't exist. In my previous video, when Whoopi, oh, what about the racism they keep pointing out? What racism that they're pointing out? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You can't even bring up that cop with George Floyd. There is no proof that that cop was a racist. None. Well, why did he do that? Because the dude was a fucking criminal and he was resisting arrest. Now then he comes out the other excuse. Well, he was high. Well, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry that you were fucking high on fentanyl. It's not like we don't know what fentanyl does. So why the fuck would you take it? It's not like we don't know what cocaine or crack or any of these, or meth or any of these drugs do. I grew up in the 80s where that shit was on chips and every fucking TV show there was, all of that shit. We know what it does. So are you fuckers still doing it? Why? I don't even understand where the fuck y'all even get the money from if you're poor. If you're so poor, where are you getting the money to buy this shit? You got money to pay for crack, but you can't pay your bills. If you want to come on my channel and people want to talk shit, which will happen eventually, I already know I'm going to get haters as the channel grows. But if you want to come on my channel, and as I've said before, if you're going to just basically just, be a troll, I'm going to block you. If you want to have an actual intellectual and wise debate, sticking straight to the facts and the issues, I will debate you. I always post live. I don't script. And I'm not going to sit here and go after the guys who do that. I'm not doing that. I'm straight real. I'm live. I like being able to like fucking talk right here, unscripted. Because then again, that's the way I grew up. I've had people tell me since I was a kid, you're the only one who could talk like that. You could talk right off the cuff. I've always been that way. That's the reason why I never lost the debate in school. Because even though I had a prepared speech, when it came down to the debate after the speech, I always won. Because I knew how to talk off the cuff. And another thing is, I grew up during an era where we didn't have Google or Wiki or any of that shit. So I had to actually go to the library, check out the fucking encyclopedia, well, look it up in the card catalog. Hopefully it's there. Get the encyclopedias and the books, do the work, the research, literally reading every fucking thing there was in order to, I didn't get, oh, this is what I'm looking for. Boom, it's right there. No, I had to read almost an entire book before finding the information we were looking for back then. So no, you're not going to win a debate against somebody who grew up that way. I know how to research much better than you. So when it comes, but these people don't care about facts. They just want to do word salad, is the way I call it, and spin their truth. But then when they come across somebody like me, who's been there, well, what do you know about racism? Having racist cops literally put guns to my head. That the only reason why I got away or got off was because of who my mom worked for and who she was. I've been there, done that with the Klan in their robes since the age of 5 years old, burning the cross in our front lawn when we moved into a white neighborhood. I've got tons of these fucking stories of actually dealing with real racism. And every time I've ever had a discussion like this with people, they've always, well, I've never dealt with anything like that. Yeah, you haven't. So shut the fuck up. I have traveled this country, up, down, west, east. I have been all over this fucking country. I have seen and have dealt with racists of all races in this country. And it's never, ever stood in my way. Ever. I have been in these small towns with these country sheriffs traveling, crisscrossing this country and everything, with these small town sheriffs like, hey, boy, what you doing over here? And I just stay in my own little lane. I'm not about to cause any fucking trouble, but I've also dealt with it, again, of all races. All races. Being light-skinned, I've gotten racism from black people. Racism from white people, racism from Asians, racism from Latinos. I've got it from all over the place. So there ain't nobody exempt from discrimination. So I do find it really funny when people want to try and talk smack to me. I thought my comment was deleted, but no, it's there to this person. When he said, do you think there would ever be a difference? Because I told him he ain't black. He wouldn't know what real racism is. So that's what I told him. As a black man that grew up in Virginia with racist cops, yeah, there's a difference. Like, fucking, you're white. You can pretend you identify with certain things. Or I've got friends who are black. Okay, I've got friends who are Latino. My kids are half Mexican. I was married to a Mexican family for over 2 decades. Doesn't mean I'm Mexican. But I also grew up here. When everybody wants to talk about the border, guess where they talk about? El Paso, Texas. So I do kind of sometimes love my just straight up rant videos. But let's continue to watch this. This is in fucking Peru.
Lose your life over this? I feel like it's the scarier part. That is some real 1984 shit. Yeah, seeing this really makes it feel like what we're doing here isn't going to do anything when the rest of the world does this.
Whoa. Let's...
But knowing that it's legal to film...
Not that part. Here it comes.
You're going to lose your life over this? I feel like it's the scarier part. That is some real 1984 shit.
Uh-huh.
Seeing this really makes it feel like what we're doing here isn't going to do anything when the rest of the world does this.
Thank you. When the rest of the world does that. When the rest of the world does, we have, like, what? As I said, the strictest EPA regulations in the fucking world. And as I've pointed it out, it's like literally us taking a scoop of sand off the beach. We take a scoop of sand out. That is us trying to clean up the planet, the United States. And 1,000 people with fucking truckloads are throwing the shit back in the hole that we keep trying to scoop out. We scoop out one, and they throw in truckloads. What are we actually doing to clean a damn thing up? And why the fuck are they criticizing the United States? No matter how much we clean up here, it ain't gonna do shit on the grand scale. And are we supposed to go to China and tell China what to do? Ask LeBron if we gonna tell China what to do. He hasn't responded yet. Funny how he responded immediately when I told him that he ain't black. But when I love that. I love putting people in their fucking place. It's like, motherfucker, I know what real racism is. I know what real discrimination is. So when I immediately point that out, they stop commenting. It's like, oh, fuck, I ain't got nothing to say to that. Right, you don't. You don't have anything to say to that. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Ethiopia and Haiti. I was like, I know that it was something like that. I know that one of them was from, Abba is from Ethiopia. That's right. Yeah. I'm not the only one who's saying any of this stuff. And I'm not talking just white people. I'm talking about some of the most, I guess you would say, liberal or libertarian blacks. They're even coming out talking about all of this shit. Going, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we burning cities? Who the fuck does that help? You literally have businesses shutting down from these neighborhoods, grocery stores, just clothing stores, convenience stores, pharmacies, all of these places shutting down in these neighborhoods. To where you motherfuckers either got to take a bus or you got to drive, with the gas prices of the motherfucker y'all voted for, drive out of your neighborhood to go get your goods now. Did all that rioting help? No, didn't help at all. I mean, did we fix anything? Again, as I said, there's been no proof that cop was a racist. No proof. He shouldn't have, done what he did. But then again, I mean, God, I'm tired of y'all excusing the criminals. Well, he had a problem. He was on drugs. And that is my fault. Why? He was voluntarily taking drugs. Why am I supposed to feel sorry for him? Why? I have no recourse. There's no reason for me to even give a fuck about that person's life. I don't know them. I don't even like most of my own family to care about somebody I don't fucking know all the way in Minneapolis. Who cares? I don't even like most of my own family to even care about somebody up there that I don't give a fuck about. Or no. We're not talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, who was cleaning graffiti, lending medical aid. I mean, well, he shouldn't have been there. He had every right to be there. Family lives there and he worked there. He had every right to be there. These other people came from, hours away? More than 50 miles away? To protest a person. You do realize Minnesota's over there. Wisconsin, over here. What the fuck what does Kenosha have to do with fucking Minneapolis? Nothing. And, he was, I still can't even understand how they keep saying it was black people. Even just recently at Arizona State or one of these colleges trying to say that he was gunning down black people. All those people were white. Like, what the fuck? The lies, again, if the truth is so real, why does the left keep lying? Why not just put the truth out there? Oh, that's right, the truth doesn't exist, or it doesn't fit their narrative. I mean, were these guys black? No, they were white. Simple as that. Nobody could come on my channel and say otherwise. He didn't shoot the black guy who was what? Late? He was what, 38 years old? Kyle was 17. That is assault. Your ass should have been shot. What'd you put? Notice it's always these people like Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there, but it's never the rioters' fault when something happens to them. I know. I know. The people who tried to come here and riot in El Paso weren't from here. They got called out by the Mexicans. The Mexicans were like, who the fuck are you guys? This was what, last Christmas? Around the holidays of last year? They tried to riot here. And they got caught. And sure enough, they got on buses and got out. They weren't even from here. But these Mexicans, y'all need to understand something. I've had many conversations with Democrats here. As I said, I've been here since '93. They're like, man, we may be Democrats, but we're conservative as fuck. So, and this was years ago. So when all this shit started, BLM and everything else, most of the Mexicans I know are like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Do they? What do you mean Black Lives Matter? We ain't black last time I checked. And I've had blame, well, when we say Black Lives Matter, we mean everybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. Tell you right now, there's a lot of violence. This has been one of the most safest cities in the country. Here in El Paso. In this year alone, violence has skyrocketed. The numbers have skyrocketed. Guess what is going on? Funny because the media is not bringing it up. I get the alerts because I'm part of the Ring Neighbors, thing. Let me see. Where's my app? Because I've got my my security cameras and everything. So I get alerts all the time. Stolen package. Someone just stole my package from my front door. This was 2 days ago. Just grabbed it and went. Jumped in a car. Yep. Gunshots outside. This was 2 days ago. Let me see, where's another one? Loud bang. Did anyone hear a loud bang? Incident near Glengarry and Lake, which was turned out to be a murder. Hit and run. Shoot. Jumping into backyards. Gunshots. Hit and run. There has been a lot of violence. Guess who's at fault? I don't want to be considered. I don't want to be called a racist for saying this. But let's try and guess who's at fault. Come on, let's try and guess who could be causing most of the fucking shit here. Oh, yeah, the black people who are moving to an area that is mostly Mexican. Hate to tell you, but Mexicans, I mean, seriously, fucking Juarez is right there. Like, literally right there. I could see Juarez from my house. Hate to tell you, but I don't care how many black people you get to move here, you ain't taking over El Paso. Mexicans will never allow that. Ever. They'll be like, bitches, I mean, do y'all not realize the cartels still exist, right? Just because y'all haven't heard anything, there's still like major violence in Juarez, Mexico. And in Mexico in general, because of the cartels. Y'all know that still happens, right? This shit still happens. The media is blacking it out for the most part, but we know it still happens because we all talk about it. We live here. So if y'all think that these Mexicans ain't gonna fucking like start wiping you motherfuckers out, and if you think the cops are gonna come to your aid, we already know that ain't gonna happen, and that's a fact. Because I know a lot of these cops. I'm friends with a lot of these cops. And when there's incidents between these BLM and Mexicans, the cops may show up, but they ain't gonna interfere. They don't interfere. They literally will sit there and watch the shit go down. That I also know for a fact. So seriously, nobody cares. Nobody cares. These Mexicans don't give a fuck about you. Because we know because the Mexicans know you don't give a fuck about them. They know. Yeah, you know, all the lies and fucking Al Sharpton and all them. Oh, we're all brothers and sisters. Bullshit. In the real world, blacks and Mexicans really don't get along. They get along as long as we get along. But the moment you start acting like you're hood and shit, Mexicans are, I mean, the LA riots even with the LA riots, the Mexicans, and you notice how the LA riots only stayed in the black neighborhoods, even though the Mexican neighborhoods were like a block or two away. Did y'all know that? NBC was interviewing, it was one of the NBC shows, and it was interviewing a Cholo. And it was like, are you guys worried, you know, if the riots will spill over here? And the Mexican, you know, the kid with heavy fucking Cholo accent was like, they ain't coming over here. Telling y'all right now, and that's the reason why there's been a lot of violence. It's been between blacks and Mexicans. And the blacks are being really fucking stupid. The Mexicans are allowing you to be here, and I do mean that. They are allowing you to be here. Because they got guns too, and they have an unlimited supply. I've got friends, and you know, technically family even, you know, even though I'm divorced, who are part of the cartels and shit. You really think that they don't have guns? Well, guns are illegal over there. Really? Then why is there so much gun violence? Most of these policia, you know, are connected to the cartels. Again, y'all, I'm telling you, just why can't we all get along? That is a very good question. This goes out for anybody. I don't care what race you are, sex you are, gender you are, you know, I don't care. Why can't we all just get along? Just you live your life. As long as your dumb shit doesn't spill over to mine. And I mean in almost all kinds of ways. Like ants. I kill the ants in my yard, they will come from my fucking neighbor's house. Because their neighbor's house is fucking weed central and shit. Because I've seen it. I'm like, where in the fuck are ants coming from? Because there are no ant mounds in my yard. Sure enough, I'll trace them, and they're coming from over the damn wall and shit. As I said, as long as your shit doesn't spill over to my property or my life, we don't have any problems. Just live a good life. But no. You know, it's these people who are never happy with their own lives. Because all of us have, well, I don't have friends like that. I don't have friends or acquaintances like that. Because the moment that they try to bring like their evil shit, the moment their evil shit tries to spill over to like my life, like where they try to, you know, those friends that try to bring you down, the ones that are constantly drunk and always wanting you to take care of them. The ones that, oh my God, my life is so hard. Oh, you don't care? You don't, those people. The ones, oh, it must be nice that your life is doing good. Those people. These liberals, that's exactly what it seems like. They don't want anyone else to be happy. I mean, look at what's happening. I forgot, it was a story that just came out. Was robbed at knife point in New York. He was in one of the fucking movies, the Hangover movies. He was robbed at knife point picking up his kid from school. He was like, I used to be able to go around New York, you know, now you can't. Wow, I wonder why you can't. Oh, because I mean, it's a Democratic state, Democratic city. Well, let's take a look at all the other Democratic states and Democratic cities. Wow, crime has skyrocketed in all of these cities. You did it to yourself. We're not the one. How are we at fault? It's not our person who's mayor or governor. How are we at fault? Sometimes I do love my rant videos. I really do. Because I just want to see who's going to come on my channel and just try to talk shit. As I said, when it's people that are just trolls, it's just one of those, do you have anything of it, like, the way I grew up? If you don't have anything important or intelligent to say, anything that actually uses your brain, get the fuck away from me. I grew up in an era where children should be seen and not heard. Well, with my abusive dad, it was not even to be seen. But even amongst my family, in general, the adults, the elders, the only time the child should open their mouth is if they actually used their brain and did as much research on their own first, and after doing that research, then coming and asking a question, utilizing that brain that is in your head. That was the way I grew up. That was the way I was raised. So I feel that people should do the same thing when it comes to me. If you're going to come on my channel, you better make sure you know what the fuck you're talking about. Other than that, I'm going to destroy you. No, but that's not who I'm talking about. It's not who I'm talking about. Oh, shit. Hangover actor robbed in New York. Thank you.
Bradley Cooper says he was held at knife point on NYC subway. Bradley Cooper revealed he was held at knife point on a New York City subway in October 2019, which that Star is Born and Hangover actor called pretty insane.
And yeah, Bradley Cooper recalls this was 2 days ago. From the Huffington Post, a liberal fucking magazine. Bradley Cooper recalls terrifying knife robbery attempt on New York subway. Cuomo was mayor or governor, whatever. Of course, you had a Democratic mayor as well. These high crime areas, Seattle, Chicago, Detroit, all of them fucking Democratic cities. Huh. Interesting. Now, El Paso is a Democratic city, but we take our shit seriously here. And I say we. When I say we, it's because of all the Mexican friends and family that I got that were like, nah, motherfucker, you're one of us now. You've been here since 93, you're one of us. So when I say we, I'm allowed to say we. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here now. I mean, it's gone on for an hour. Usually these type of rant videos do go on for an hour because I don't want to pause and then restart, a part 2 when it comes to one of these videos. But I am so sick of the excuses. I'm so fucking sick of the excuses and the non-equality. Mouth is dry. Talk a lot. I am so fucking sick of the excuses that these motherfuckers do. Hypocrites, the hypocrisy, the lies, the cover-ups, the snow jobs, the word salad. Saying a bunch of words that actually don't mean shit. Technically, it's alphabet soup. There's letters in there. They don't make any fucking sense. I love, as I said, I love when some of my acquaintances come on my Facebook and it's like, hey, man, you need to chill out, man. You need to chill out. Why? Am I wrong in what I'm saying? Am I lying? Well, no, but, then there's no but. If I'm spitting the truth, then I'm going to keep spitting that truth. See, I'm retired. Been retired for 12 years now. going on 13 years. This isn't my job, although people like Polar Bear and B and everybody else, you know, try to get me to really push my channel, which, you know, as I said, I mean, I've been getting banned or whatever, blocked recently, only because of the whole beer bug bullshit. You know, even though what I'm saying is actually true. They say I'm spreading, because here's the thing that pisses me off about when they say I'm spreading medical misinformation. The other channels I follow, Young Ripa 59, the Hodge Twins, the Officer Tatum, Black Conservative Perspective, the Quartering, all of these people, MTR, all of these channels have, darn it, I gotta get out of here. All of these channels have a lot of followers, so they don't get blocked. But I could say the same thing, and